presenting Savatage with Devious. Hi, I'm Diana and welcome to the show. Tonight we present a longtime national recording act that's currently on Atlantic Records and has regular rotation on the Headbangers Ball. So stay right there as we take you to the Bayou in Washington, D.C. for an up-close interview with two talented and terrific guys, John Oliva and Christopher Caffery of Savatage.
Hi, it's nice to be here.
It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Been having a lot of success.
Yeah, things have been going good.
Album.
We're happy.
Mm-hmm.
How many albums does this make for you?
This is our sixth album, our fourth on Atlantic, and we had two independents early on in the old days, back when we first started.
And you started the band way back when.
We started in 1980, the end of '79, but forever we've been doing this. It feels like forever.
How long have you been with the band?
2 years, yeah, roundabout. 1 year officially. There was that other year I was the ghost.
And how'd you meet these guys?
Oh, through a friend of a friend who knew a friend that knew my friend, who got together and became friends.
Were you a big Savatage fan?
Well, no, I'm a little Savatage fan. John was a big Savatage.
I was the big Savatage fan.
You're the founder of the band, right?
Yeah, this is my nightmare, and then they're all just along for the ride now.
He's the father of our country.
That's right. Yeah, but we knew him. We had heard about him, see, and I knew that he would be. I heard all the things I heard. I said, God, this guy can't be this insane. Can't be this insane, you know. We just cued someone out, but he was, you know, which was great. He fit right in, and it's a beautiful thing. I mean, look at this smile. Never mind the red eyes.
What made you decide to want to go into show business in the first place?
Oh, I used to drive
laziness.
I used to drive by in my dad's. I remember when I was a kid, we used to drive by in a car. I used to see these guys out on the side of the road digging ditches and lugging blocks and stuff.
You didn't want
and I was like, nah. Then I remember seeing the Beatles on Ed Sullivan, and I was like, yeah, girls, money. What a great job. This is a good job. I highly recommend it to all you viewers if you're looking for a field to get into that's exciting. Can make a lot of money if you can find it, and you know, a lot of girls, a lot of traveling. It's great.
Were the Beatles one of your big inspirations?
Yeah, I always loved the Beatles.
Who else did you like when you were growing up?
Well, I liked Led Zeppelin, Black. I was a big Beatles freak till my friend brought over the first Black Sabbath record. I was like, what was that? They had the witch on the cover. I was like, I like this stuff. It's a little bit heavier than She Loves You, yeah. So I was like, yeah. And then I was into Zeppelin, Kiss. He was a big Kiss freak. Judas Priest. Everybody. I like them all. I like everyone. And I'm not saying anything bad about Skid Row.
I heard you just went on a big tour. Who was that with?
Oh, we were just out. Who were we with, Christopher?
We were out with Testament for the last 6 weeks. Well, not the last 6 weeks. We were out with 6 weeks. It finished the second week in May. Then we started on our own. We feel like the pioneers.
How'd you like playing Testament?
It was interesting. I mean, it's the heaviest crowd you can possibly meet, and coming out with an album that had piano on it, we were kind of like, what do we do? You know, we kind of felt like Custer at his last stand, you know? We were like, oh. But it was really well. We were surprised to see that a lot of people were up there really getting into what we were doing, so.
What would you say your most memorable gig has been? All
the
time?
ones you can't remember.
my most memorable gig was playing the Sun Dome in Tampa, Florida, because it was like, I remember when I was in high school, I was going to concerts. I was like telling my friends, going, one day I will be here, you know, and then
7 years he was in high school.
7 days. And then I was, you know, I got to play there, and it was a big show with Ronnie James Dio, and that was like a high point, you know. It's had a lot of low points, a lot of high points. It's there's no middle of the road in this business. It's either way up or way down.
Seem to be on an upswing these days.
Yeah, our records.
Video's been doing real well.
Our video, just did a new video for When the Crowds Are Gone. And it'll be out probably by the time you see this. It should be out. And Gutter Ballet, we did a video for that. So things are going good. We're riding high on the CMJ report, college radio, Z-Rock. We're top 10 most requested for the last 4 months. We've been #1 in all across the colleges and stuff. So it's Things look good.
And who's the major songwriter in the band?
I am.
You.
Me. I do it.
The lyrics too?
Lyricist.
I'm the insane one. I come up with the basic ideas. My brother also writes music, but I write the basic songs, and then he arranges them and ties some of the parts together, and then I'll have a basic lyric idea, and then we'll work it out in the studio. That's how it has worked. Now we got young Christopher here. He writes also. That guy, he writes also. So now on this new album, we'll be having collaborations with him and me and my brother and Paul, because we do work close with our producers. So now it's we're excited about that too.
New experience.
You should tell them about the live record too that we're.
Yeah, we want to do a live album. At one point in this tour, we're going to record bits and pieces from all over the place and put it out. A lot of old stuff, like you said, we've had 6 albums out, and there's a lot of albums people didn't get a chance to hear. And actually, they're really hard to find right now, so we're going to put a lot of stuff off those albums, actually more than the last couple albums on a live album.
Yeah.
What kind of bands do you work in before Savatage?
Well, a few neo-country jazz bands, modern Christian rock. Nothing really. No, there's been a bunch of bands, but if I start talking about it, I'll get in trouble again, so.
We keep getting yelled at.
I'm in Savatage now. No.
What's your favorite experience being in Savatage?
Probably just like John's, the ones I can't remember. I don't know, it hasn't happened yet, I don't think. We're just getting there. I'd like to see this album be successful. Just being on stage every night with these guys is great. So we just want to keep pushing it out, and hopefully, if we get this success that I think this band deserves, I think that'll be my favorite experience. Like I said, I don't think it's happened yet.
I want to see the look on Doug Morris's face when he has to hand me a gold record. That's what I'm waiting for. Here, it's gonna be like, thanks.
I hear you started out real young playing the piano. What got you first interested in that?
My dad was a concert pianist, and we always used to have a big black grand piano in the living room, and I used to always walk over and go ding ding ding, and he'd go, leave it alone. So I was like, I want to play, and he's like, okay, I'll give you lessons. Well, I'm like, I can't take authority. I've always had a problem with that, and I just couldn't get into the lessons. I was young. I was 9, 10 years old. So he says, well, you're never going to be able to play unless you take lessons. And I was like, being the stubborn person that I am, I was like, yes, I can. So I used to put Beatle records on. Hey Jude was a big one for me. I used to put Hey Jude on. And I used to just sit there and pick out the keys, note by note, and mark it with a magic marker on his $10,000 piano. Hey Jude, first finger. And I would sit there. Yeah, I played all by ear. And then one day when I was like 11 years old, he come home from work and I played Hey Jude and sang it to him at the same time and freaked him out. He was like, from that point on, he just never, our whole relationship changed because
Now he's a professional pianist.
Yeah.
Does he like your music? Does your family like your music, John?
My family doesn't understand me. Well, my mom, I think, still thinks that I ruined my little brother because he's in the band. And he was like, he wanted to, be a lawyer and climb rocks and ride motorcycles. And I was like, you want to play guitar, don't you, Chris? He's like, no, I'm afraid. No, you're not. Listen. Wow. You take the guitars, I'm going to sing. So I think, but they like the ballads, because they're a bit older. I mean, it's like I can't really see my mom and dad getting into like necrophilia or skull session.
You inspired your brother.
Yeah, I sort of drug him by the neck.
Did you play other instruments too?
Yeah, I play everything. I play drums, guitar, keyboards, a little bit of horns,
What about you, Chris?
I don't play any instruments.
He's a guitar. I'm a guitar.
I can play other instruments, but as good as I can play them, I play keyboards, but my skills as a keyboard player, I know chords.
He helps me on stage. He plays some of the keyboard parts that I can't.
Strings and things and oohs and ahs and.
Yeah, he plays. When you hear the choirs going, ah, it's usually him.
I hear Gutter Ballet was filmed on one of the coldest nights in New York.
The coldest night in New York.
Coldest night in New York.
Oh yeah.
What's that like? How'd that happen?
She's got to be kidding.
I don't know how it happened. All I knew is one day I was in Florida and they said, you got to go home. Well, home for me is New Jersey. They said, you got to go to New York to shoot a video. I said, okay. We We get to New York, and I know the night before I stayed at my house in New Jersey, and it snowed 8 inches, and I said, this should be interesting. I get into New York, and if the cold front hit after the snow, and it was 30 degrees below zero with the wind chill factor, and the blue tint on our faces was not lice. We actually froze to death, and I don't recommend
Some of the
it.
rats
Family
died.
And friends, if you want to shoot a home house birthday party video or anything at home there, don't pick day in wintertime outdoors.
That's right.
Yes.
You couldn't change it, MTV wouldn't let you do it another time? Or
Well, no, that's
Not at
just the time.
$70,000 a pop.
That was
It's
the
like,
time
oh
when
guys,
we
we're
had-
gonna cancel today. Okay, film tomorrow. Oh, all right, sign this check, please.
I mean, in the middle of January in New York, it was 68 degrees, so who was to know that on December 17th or whenever it was going to be 30 below? I mean, it wasn't.
it was retarded. We were like,
I don't do weather. I
They
do a
had
lot
me-
of things. I'm responsible for a lot.
they had me
Not
standing on
weather.
top of an apartment building that was blown up, and there was no floor. I was standing on these boards. I'm looking down. I'm going like, if I move like one step backwards, I am dying here. I hope you know. And they're up there yelling to me through the microphone, "Come on, get into it, perform." Practically Nugent, Dio, Megadeth, Motorhead, King Diamond or King William, whatever they're calling him this week. God, who else? We played with Blue Oyster Cult. We've played with Iron Maiden. I mean, we've been out there. We've been abused and used, and now we're fused.
Now you're making it big.
That's
Yeah.
it. We're finally. This is success.
Album's doing real well.
Yeah, it's not all. This business isn't what everyone thinks it is. It's not all money and women. Everyone thinks it's all money, women, and a good time. And it is all money, women, and good, but there's other things that go along with
Like
it
what?
It takes
that
time
we
before you get
usually
to the
can't
money.
remember.
Yeah, fill everyone in.
Well, I mean, the traveling's a drag. It's like you don't have, you don't feel like you have a home because you really don't. Our home is a big rolling blue cigar tube with wheels, and it's like that's and you get tired, you get very run down. It's very hard work. You go up there every night. And you do, especially headlining. We play an hour and 40 minutes. We don't
It's
just.
wearing me out. Just listen to him.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my
See, he's already
God.
tired. I'm like, okay, John, we're going into the hour 40-minute rap again. But no, it's tiring.
And
People
where
don't
is
think
home,
it is.
John, when you do get home for Christmas?
That's a good question. I
The
don't know.
North Pole.
I
still
left.
Tampa,
I was
Florida?
living in Tampa, but I was living with my girlfriend, and she threw me out. And then I moved in with her girlfriend, and she threw me out. Then I moved to New York with this friend of a friend of mine who threw me out. Then I moved into New Jersey with him, and he didn't have the heart to throw me out.
Yeah, I couldn't do it.
So now I'm like trying to figure I'll tour the country a few times, find a nice girl, find a nice place that I like to live at, and
Get
move
thrown
there.
out of it.
Get thrown out. I'm hard to live with, so they say.
How do you get your ideas for your songs?
Nightmares.
Nightmares. So you're telling me before.
It's true, very true. It's no bull beep, no bull stuff. It's just total.
Did you get
Truth.
the idea first of the lyrics or the music? When you
Well, I
wrote a
usually
song?
get the hell scared out of me, and that usually inspires me to write notes. And I write notes, and I just build a story around the notes that I come up with. That's usually how it happens.
Well, it's been great having both of you on the show.
Thank you.
Pleasure having you. Want to wish you the very best of luck.
Thank you.
Sabotage.
Thank you again.
See ya.